at Sportsland Sugo in northern Japan to test drive the 2012 model Nissan GT-R. The latest revision looks identical to the car launched 4 years ago, except for the LED driving lights added in 2010. Unless you're a real GT-R diehard, you wouldn't notice the newly added front brake cooling ducts fitted to the new trackback model and the huge 20-inch raised alloys. Inside, the car gets new slip-resistant seats to keep you planted in the corners and no rear seats in the trackback model. The model that we're focusing on for this drive session. It's what's happening under the sheet metal that we've come to check out. When Chief Engineer Kazutoshi Mizuno told us 4 years ago that he would continue to evolve the GT-R to keep it competitive, we wondered what he meant. Back then, the GT-R could already sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds and cover the quarter mile in 11.3. It was faster around the Nürburgring than a Porsche 911 Turbo, and it could nearly outbrake the German supercar. Its 473 horsepower 3.8 litre V6 twin turbo and industry-leading four-wheel drive system enabled it to corner on rails as it seemed to cheat the laws of physics. The updated model gets revised mapping, changes to valve timing, larger inlets and a revised exhaust system that boosts power to 545 horsepower and generates peak torque of 466 pound-foot, most of which comes on tap in the mid to top end. Suspension geometry on all four corners has been modified to generate a more compliant ride, while a world-first asymmetrical suspension setup has been added to the right-hand drive version. With slightly higher spring rates on the left-hand side of the car and lower rates on the right, this combination counteracts the extra weight of the transfer case and drivetrain running under the driver and gives better all-round balance in the corners. The US model does not need asymmetrical suspension because it's already well balanced. Required to wear full race gear at Japanese test drives, we belt up and head out onto the track. Only in the car for 10 seconds and we notice a difference in ride. Still firm for sure, but there's less harshness and crashing as it goes over bumps. Pushing in second gear to the 7,000 rev line, the beefier top-end torque is phenomenal. Crikey, between 5,000 to 7,000 revs, the overflow of top-end torque is mind-boggling. It's like the afterburner on an F-18 jet fighter. Jumping on the Brembos for the first corner, tucking the nose in, and let's gun it. The extra rigidity in the steering column and the new asymmetrical suspension is noticeable and generates even sharper pinpoint accuracy in the corners. Out of the corner of my left eye, I see that the cornering meter is reading 2.3 Gs. Whoa, that's higher than I expected. Stomping on the brakes, a figure of 1.6 Gs pops up, numbers that aren't even close to the limits. Mizuno's team have recorded a maximum of 2.8 Gs in the corners and 1.9 Gs under full braking at the Nürburgring. Then it was our turn to test the faster acceleration times. We remembered to engage the launch control by switching the 3 buttons for drivetrain, suspension and traction control to RNR as we were told.
And go.
Just your basic GT-R launch and we've broken the 3-second barrier to 60 miles per hour. Simply awesome. And then Mizuno showed us how his team does it. This updated GT-R goes into a corner faster than anything I've driven, holds a higher cornering speed than any rival, and can deliver a quicker exit speed from any type of corner. Just makes me wonder how Mizuno could improve on this. Mizuno-san, just remember to call us when the next update's ready.